Hello and good afternoon, everybody, on this dreary first day of Wellness Week. It's rainy here where I am. I'm not sure about everybody else, but it's definitely rainy here. We are going to be joined live very soon. A president, and we're going to be talking a little bit about wellness and self-care while studying remotely. So we're super excited to have Parm on. Hi, Parm.
Hello. How's it going, Melissa?
Good. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm good.
I think this is like my biggest smile. I miss you guys. I miss all our students.
I know that's like the biggest thing, right?
It's so crazy. Yeah, it's really hitting me. I don't know. I think seeing faces that I don't normally get to see even on this, like it still feels like we're getting to connect. So I'm happy that you're here. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
of
just
course.
started to kind of intro.
In
I
my
thought maybe we should let people know who we are and what we're talking about.
for sure.
And it looks like people in our chat already know exactly who you are. But maybe I'll introduce
No
myself
problem.
and you can introduce yourself.
Sure.
My name is Melissa Sousa, and I'm the Senior Wellness Coordinator in the Athletics and Recreation Department. And I'm joined today by Parm. Go ahead and intro yourself.
So my name's Parm. I am in my fourth year of the Seneca's Information Security Program. I am your outgoing SAA president or your longest tenured SAA president, whichever you prefer. Right?
Yeah,
And I was also the co-president of the Newnham Rec Council or Recreation Team, sorry,
yeah,
before the pandemic hit.
yeah, which was a long time ago now. We've been in it.
Yeah.
We've been in it for a while. So I know it's been hard working remotely because it's different for us. We don't have the joy of seeing all our students and student faces. And what are you missing most about being on campus right now?
I think I've already mentioned it. I think it's just the people, right? Like when you're on campus, like a big part of being on campus and going to college is just like the people that you meet. That includes like professors, students, like people that came to your facilities, right?
Yeah,
And I think even just the people that you work with for your school assignments, right? Like there was like, you walk into a lab and you see people already there and, you can bounce ideas off each other. I
yeah,
think that has probably been the biggest thing,
yeah,
right? Is just that all the things that you kind of take for granted when you're there
yeah,
and you take like the stuff that makes college life, I suppose, really fun, like aside from the actual schooling,
yeah,
it
yeah,
all kind of gets taken away from you, right? And you
yeah,
don't really appreciate it until it's gone, right? Because now you're in school, and I honestly found it a little bit hard to motivate myself a little bit as well,
yeah,
right? Just
yeah.
because like you have other people that are there, and you people are everyone's doing something similar. It just kind of puts you in a different mind state, right? That you were more
Yeah.
willing to do stuff that you weren't going to be able to do before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny because today I was thinking about it. Like, what do I miss most about being on campus? And you know what I miss? Is the little things, like you just said. I miss when we would have like that little break in the afternoon and we'd go, let's hit up Tim's and take a
Yeah,
walk. And we'd walk across campus and have like a million laughs, grab a tea. It was just those little times in between. Like you said, it's the little things that you take for granted. Because now when I drive to Timmy's for my tea, it's not the same driving in
not at
my
all.
car by myself to Timmy's as walking with you guys and having a chat and catching up on our days and what's going on and what cool events we were going to be running upcoming.
Yeah.
And you know,
Even just walking there, you would run into so many people that, like,
absolutely.
especially in
Yeah,
Europe, because it's such a big campus, right? People that
yeah,
you might have not seen before, or they wouldn't
yeah,
come to your side of the building as often.
yeah,
So, like, that kind of stuff, you would catch up with somebody that you haven't seen in a
yeah,
while.
yes,
Now, when you drive to yourself,
yeah.
you can't really do that.
I know you can't beat it. So I mean, again, it's this feels so lovely, but yeah, you
Yeah.
can't beat the high fives as you walk down the hallway, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're here today to talk about wellness, and I thought, I invited you because I really think that it's important for other students and our Seneca community as a whole to hear more about how people are personally taking care during this pandemic and taking care of their wellness and self-care. And if you see this, everyone's like, what's going on the side earlier today? So I have my diffuser going. So that's, if you keep
I
seeing like
figured.
this coming in,
It has
everyone's
a
like, what's
cool
happening
effect
over
to it.
there?
It
Do
has a
you
cool
need to like
effect to
call
it.
the fire department? Yeah, it's my diffuser. Um, so I wanted to ask you, what have you been doing to stay well and take care? I know that you're studying remotely right now. Maybe you can tell people what program you're in and kind of
Yeah,
maybe what your schedule looks like, but like how you've been taking good care of yourself. I know that
sure.
you have been during this pandemic.
Yeah, sure. So I'm also on a co-op term and I'm taking two classes. So usually my 9 to 5 is considered like work time. I do have classes, but my professors record them, so I'll attend if I can and I'll watch it later. I try to do something during my lunch break almost every single day, right? I try to either go on a walk if I can, right? Now that the weather's better. I've been doing some yoga with my mom, right? That's been pretty good. We've also started doing like, we just pull up random YouTube videos of people doing like cardio interval training, and you just let it play and then you try to follow along with them, right? And
No,
I think my mom really enjoys it too,
you've been
right?
getting your mom out. That's so amazing. I
Yeah,
love
because my
that you've been
mom,
doing that.
the biggest thing with my mom also, because during the winter times, it was kind of hard to do anything because it was really cold outside,
Yeah.
right? And we're very limited on what you could do inside as well, right?
Mhm.
But as soon as the weather got better, I kind of started forcing myself to go on walks, at least like for half an hour, right? And then I think me doing it kind of got my mom to kind of tag along with me. So she does it on herself, right?
I
And for the
love
first,
that.
I would say for the first month, like, we did it together. But my mom slowly started to just pull up the YouTube video herself and do it because like, oh, you're working. I just did it already. Or I already did this, right? We'll do this together later. So
You're
we've been doing
motivating other people. How awesome is
that. Yeah, I think I've done a good job of motivating my mom, and she really appreciates it too, right? I told her that she has to keep me accountable as well, and I
Yeah.
keep her accountable. I told her that we can,
Yes.
I told her even if the pandemic ends, right? Like we have to hold each other accountable,
Yes.
and this is something that we should keep up going no matter
Yes.
what,
Yeah.
right?
I think it's part of
So
it's like building it into your schedule, right? Like that's
yeah,
kind of what I've had to do. It doesn't mean that I write down exactly what I'm going to do because sometimes that's deterrent for me. It depends, especially during this, what my mood is like when I wake up. Sometimes I have more energy than other days.
yeah,
And so sometimes it might just be a walk, but other times I try to push myself to do, maybe one of our boot camp classes that we have in our library on our website, which is senecasting.ca. And I hop on there and get a good sweat on, but it depends on my mood. But I plug in the breaks in my schedule.
yeah.
Like you kind of have to do that, and having someone hold you accountable is even better.
Yeah, I try to do the same, right? Like I said, lunchtime I only have like a little bit of time, right? So I'll try to do something really quickly with my mom, whatever it is. And then usually like as soon as work ends, if the weather permits, I will just go for a walk because I can't like
Yeah.
before I do any other homework or do anything, I just can't sit on the computer. And I'm like, even when I sit on the computer now, I have a very hard time just sitting there. And I think I got it from when I used to work at Unum campus. Like
Yeah.
I would just always be walking around and it was really hard to just sit down and do it. So even just sitting on the computer, like I get up every once in a while, I just walk around the house and I come back to my desk,
Yeah.
right?
Do you
And
use do you use something to like track your steps? We've been talking about this today on a couple lives, whether using like a device or something to track steps and if that motivates people or if it doesn't. For some people it's motivating, some people
I
it
have,
really isn't.
I
But
have
do you track it?
yeah, so I have my phone and I have an Oura ring. It was on charge, but it just fell as I tried to grab it. Right? But usually my phone has it, right? And the ring also keeps track. The ring is, it's okay. I don't know how accurate it is because I try to compare the both, right?
Yep.
But it does help me keep track. And if I'm usually like, now that the weather's gotten a little bit better, I've been shooting a basketball around as well,
Yep.
right? But I don't like keeping the ring on, but my
Mm.
headphones also have a way to keep track of the steps. So I actually do I do get 10,000 steps every single day. I try to make that at least a minimum,
It's a
right?
sweet goal,
Even if it's just
10,000. Yeah.
yeah, even if it's just walking around the house, right? Like
Yeah.
today it's really
I
gloomy, so I don't think I'll be able to go for a walk, right?
I do the same in front of my window here, and I think, what do my neighbors think? Because sometimes, like especially if it's rainy or I just can't get out. If I've got the girls here and I'm by myself, I gotta make do. So I'll start doing
Oh,
laps.
yeah, I usually
Or
pace around the
downstairs
kitchen
doing
island,
it. Our
but I
neighborhood
also
think we're crazy.
I have a wireless headset for my computer, so sometimes during meetings I'll just start walking around, and no one can really tell, right? Because I just unmute myself quickly,
Yep.
right? So like
Yes.
usually if I'm talking
Yes.
to someone, I just walk around, right? I kind of have the
Movement
habit of doing
is
it.
movement. That's my thing
Yeah,
lately. Like, and that's I don't even call it exercise anymore. I don't say I'm working out or really I'm moving. What movement am I going to do today? And sometimes it's that, right? Sometimes it
yeah,
is just walking around and getting up from our desk and doing a quick stretch, joining a yoga class. You know what I mean? Like those types of things are like, for me, it totally depends on my mood and like, what type of space I'm in. Because this being stuck at home, this is just so, it's been so long, it's been over a year, but, and we've gotten used to it. But I think our bodies and our minds, we really do need to take care because,
yeah.
our bodies and our minds weren't used to this type of stress. I think people are getting used to being in this stressful kind of state, and it's not good for us. And so that's why we put this Wellness Week on. we wanted everybody to have the opportunity, especially as we go into our reading weeks. As you know, we've always done, if we were on campus, we'd be holding a wellness fair or doing something along those lines to ensure that everybody's kind of chilling out and like
Yeah.
de-stressing and taking good care. So right now, if it's just walks, like we said, or joining our classes, we've got all sorts of really cool classes. And then this week, we've got all sorts of special events happening. So there's so many cool things that we can do to take good care of ourselves. Now that the spring weather's here and it's getting warmer, is there anything that you think you're going to add into your daily like wellness routine?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back. Usually every summer I ride my bike around quite a bit too, right? So I do have my bike. I haven't ridden it this much, right, like recently, but like I do enjoy it, especially early mornings if you can wake up and you can go for a really long bike ride, even if it's not like through a trail or anything. But like there's something about going early morning when you wake up and just think,
Yes.
oh, it's just that.
Yes.
And I did get I bought a new basketball net like last summer,
Yeah.
right? But I didn't get a time, like by the time I got it, because it was always out of stock, the summer was kind of over. So once the weather gets a little bit more consistently better, I'll be able to play shoot around basketball outside at least, which will be nice.
Yes, absolutely. Is it one of those ones that you like roll out to the end of the driveway, like that type of
Yeah,
net?
it does have the wheels, but I kind of just stuck it at the top of the driveway and I
Yeah.
put a bunch of those weights down to hold it down, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to move it anymore because it's pretty heavy. But it was actually pretty hard to get one. It seems like everyone kind of has the same idea of all of this, especially when the pandemic first hit, like all of this stuff that you could use at home, like weights and dumbbells and all this stuff was
Yes.
sold out, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it was, I actually got it from Best Buy, which is really weird. I didn't know Best Buy sold basketball nets.
Who knows?
Yeah.
They do. I know. I think that people were picking up, like the big box stores were picking up like sporting equipment and things
Yeah.
to keep people outside. And you do notice that lots of people are doing so much outdoor activity right now, which is awesome
Yeah.
because you get the dual benefit, right? You're getting outside and plus you're moving. So you do find like people are taking up like paddleboarding or like the bike stores, or they're all saying like
Yeah.
sold out, especially the big box stores are there that people are picking up bikes and getting outside, which is awesome. Like I love seeing people getting outside and active. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's something that we've encouraged, and that's what we do on campus is encourage movement and taking good care. So of course it's in our wheelhouse, so we love it, right? I just want to tell people that are on here, you do have an opportunity right now to win a $25 well.ca gift card. If you want to comment in our chat and let us know how you've been taking good care during this pandemic, you'll have the opportunity to win a $25 well.ca gift card. So, so what else have you been up to?
Honestly, just school and co-op just keep me
Yeah.
busy for most of the day, right? Like I only took 2 classes because I was on co-op and I knew that I'd be able to do it. Like at
Yeah.
least to get something to keep me busy,
Yeah.
right? Because like I do feel like you end up in you do have quote unquote a lot of free time just being stuck at home, and it's very easy to kind of get into like a rut, into a routine where you're not really like you can just watch TV all day, right? And time can go by and you're like, oh, I haven't done anything, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like
that's kind of what I felt like
the
happened to me a little bit.
binging Netflix and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I do feel like because it's co-op, like at least my 9 to 5 is busy, and then I try to put like my lunch break and right after work I try to do something, and then I try
Yeah.
to do any homework after that, right? So usually that like between those two, like it does keep me pretty busy for the most part, right? And then
Yeah.
in between, like if I'm not doing anything, I do try to socialize with my friends. Like we try to play games online, so at least there's some sort of like,
Yeah.
like we're still keeping in contact with each other, right? And that's
Social
something.
wellness is as important
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I see someone mentioning evening walks. Evening walks are awesome too, right? Like I
Yes.
sometimes after dinner I'll just go for like one more round around the block, even if I've already done it once,
Yeah.
right? Like that's been my big thing. I've just been trying to force myself to even like if I can and if I'm able to just do something, right?
Yes.
Right? As
Yeah.
long as I can do something, and as long that's the kind of the same thing I told my mom too, right? I told my mom that like, if you're too tired, you're not feeling it. I'm like, you can stretch, you can do some light yoga, you could do very simple things. I'm like, or go for a walk,
Yeah.
right? Kind of told my mom the same thing that like it's just a consistency about doing something,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and I think if you just keep at it, eventually you'll notice like your mood improving. Your fitness is going up. So
100%. And it's making it a habit, right? And so people talk about
yeah,
habits, and a lot of times the word habit gets like a bad rap, I think, but we can form good habits too. And so sometimes that's just, again, incorporating a time and making a time break in our day to
yeah,
do something, right? So it doesn't always have to be the same thing because it doesn't always suit, right? Again, if it's weather permitting or energy permitting. But if you, like you said, if you more times than not, you say like, okay, after dinner, I'm going to get outside and take a walk. But say it's pouring rain outside. If you just did a quick yoga stretch,
Yep.
something to move our bodies. It does 100% help with our mental health, and that's huge right now. We all need to be taking such good self-care right now, and sometimes that is scheduling it in, making good habits, forming good habits. I know that
Yep.
my morning routine, I talk about this all the time when we talk about wellness. It's been a game changer for me during this pandemic, and I've been up really early, and you don't even have to get up early, but it's just about what you do when your eyes wake or when your eyes open, right? So I get up and I do my yoga and my meditation, and I've incorporated cold showers, sometimes journaling too, and it's huge for me. It definitely sets a tone for my day to stay in a calm, focused kind of state instead
Yep.
of feeling like anxious and like my day's gotten away from me. I write out my schedule, and like I said, I've incorporated breaks, just as you have, and it's been huge. It's just so helpful to have it all written out, and to make sure that you make it a priority. And that's the way that I can, is building it in, like writing it in my book.
Yeah, because it's easy to fall into like a rut, right? It's very easy to fall into this routine where you're like, oh, I'm too busy. I have these things to do. I have this thing to do. But like, if you make it a priority, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the big thing that's changed with my mom too, is my mom would be like, no, I have all this housework to do. But now
Yeah.
she's like, she wakes up and she exercises and does her stuff and then she does it, right? So
That's
she's
so,
switched
I
her
love
mindset
hearing
already,
that.
right?
I love
So
that
she's
you've
switched her
motivated your mom.
mindset as well, which
Like,
is big, right?
that's so great. I love it. And because you know what, you don't know how good you can feel until you start
Yeah,
moving, start
for
incorporating
sure.
things, and then you're like, wow, like you said, especially if you do the double whammy, getting outside and moving, huge. Especially for moving again from like a bad space or bad mindset, or a downed kind of day, to kind of moving yourself out of that to mind space is like huge. Breathing the fresh air from outside. I know that a bunch of people here are typing in that they've got their workouts in already today, that they've gotten outside in the little breaks of rain, that they're getting out and shooting hoops on their driveways as well. I know everybody's recognizing your face from our champion of the court basketball that we would love to be doing right now for you guys
Yeah.
so much. I know that, again, that is talking about movement and about social wellness. Our COTC program was huge for that. That it was a time for the students and yourself to get out and get having some fun, like basically just having fun and laughs together, and you guys socializing. I know
Yeah,
that
and that's
everybody
the best
misses.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the best part about rec, right? It was just
Yeah.
you could do stuff like that. People would come, and the thing about COTC was like it was kind of like being active in disguise because everyone was having so much fun that no one really
Yes.
realized like
Yes.
no one was really realizing how much sweating they were doing, and like people really wanted to win, so they were like, "Oh, I need to keep
Yeah.
playing. I gotta come back," right?
Yeah.
So it kind of
Absolutely.
tricks your mind into a little bit to think that you're not really working out, but you're having fun. And
Yes.
honestly, like if you could do that to yourself, then you're fine. Like that's the
You
best
can't
way to
beat
do it.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you
that was
can't
the
do that.
best thing. We've already been, programming and planning for whenever our return to campus is, and we're so excited about that because we know that, again, that social wellness piece is 100% been missing, and that the students are missing it, that you're missing it, we're all missing it. Us that are programming from home are missing it. But speaking of programs, we've got some really cool stuff and ways for everybody to engage. So stay tuned this week because we've got, again, our Wellness Week, which is Spring into Wellness, happening all week. And so later on tomorrow, we've got at 2:00, we've got a yoga class with Cheryl. And Cheryl's one of our staff members, and she works within counseling and accessibility. So we love having Cheryl join us. That's going to be right here on IG Live, Seneca Newnham Rec. 2:00, and then at 5:00 Mike's running one of his Kahoot challenges, and it will be about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, and of course it is Spring into Wellness themed, so we're super excited to have that for Mike. Mike join us, or Mike's running that for us, who within our department. And any of these events that we have going on, you will have the opportunity to win well.ca gift cards. So joining is all you need to do, participating by joining our IG Lives, and the Kahoot is on Zoom. So if you head to senecasting.ca, you can find the Zoom link there for Mike's Kahoot challenge tomorrow night. And join us every day at 10:30 a.m. where we are doing a live promo. We've had some students joining us, and we have a badminton athlete that's joining us tomorrow, and we have all of our friends at SSF joining us this week as well. Parm, it
Yep.
was so lovely to see you today. Like, more than I can say, it filled me up, and I'm feeling very, very grateful to have shared this space with you today and to discuss my favorite, wellness. So please take good care. Please keep
You too.
motivating others as you do. It was so nice to see you and to talk to you today.
Yeah, for sure. See you, Melissa.
Take good care. Be well.
Be well as well. Be well. Be safe.
Yes,
Be
you
active.
too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.